Hello, Own It community. Jeff back from Breath Army with more Own It Breathwork. And in this video, we are going to do a technique called apnea breathing. Apnea breathing comes from free diving and is a way that we can use to increase our CO2 tolerance. If you checked out the chemistry video, you'll know why we want to have more CO2 in our body, and apnea breathing is a great way to do that. So in the Finding Your Cadence video, we found our cadence by breathing with the cadence until the point where we popped. We just take a couple of numbers off of there and we use that for a cadence breathing. But with apnea, what we're going to do is we're going to bring a hold into it. So we're going to hold at the top. So if you popped at 7, going to take 2 off of that. That's a 5-5 cadence. With apnea breathing, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in for 5, hold for 5, and exhale for 5. And we're going to do that in a nice fluid way. And in that, we are going to increase the CO2 in our body, increase our CO2 tolerance, improve our energy production, and so many other benefits that come along with that. So ideally, apnea breathing would be done sitting up. You could do it lying down if you wanted, but I'd recommend coming into a nice, tall, comfortable seat. And just give yourself a moment just to arrive in your body, in the space that you're in. Start to connect to the breath. Notice the breath as it flows in and out through the nose. And let go of any thoughts, any busyness in the mind. And start to connect with your body, start to connect with how you feel. Just becoming more aware of the body, bringing the awareness into the body, out of the mind, connecting with the breath. So we're going to have an equal breath in, equal hold, and equal exhalation. So let's all start with a full exhalation and empty out the lungs. And then you'll start with that even in, even hold, and even exhalation. And as you breathe in, you really want a nice fluid breath all the way through as you count. And then when we get to the top, we want a nice soft hold, where we can just kind of gently hold that air in our lungs, feel that expansion in the body. And then we have a nice fluid exhalation. When we get down to the bottom of our exhale, there might be just a moment of just hovering at that bottom point before coming into the next inhalation. And then again, holding at the top. And finding a nice smooth exhalation. And after we go through a few rounds, working with whatever cadence you started with, you might notice a slight difference in your body today. And you may want to decrease or increase the count accordingly. Remember, we always want to just gently push ourselves towards discomfort, just nudging into that uncomfortable sensation of breathlessness. With our apnea breathing, we're trying to increase the amount of CO2 in the body and the body's ability to tolerate that increased CO2. And with our apnea breathing, as we do in the cadence breathing, we're breathing with a unified breath. So we find that central point, find the xiphoid process that extends off the bottom of the rib cage, and we expand out towards the sides, towards the front and back, and up and down, expanding that cylinder of our torso in 360 degrees as we breathe in and out. And as we exhale, we feel that softening and relaxing back in towards that central point. And connect to your diaphragm. Feel the motion of the diaphragm pushing down towards the hips as it contracts, pushes up against the abdominal organs, causes that horizontal expansion of the lower rows of ribs. And we feel that expansion in our torso, in our rib cage, as we hold the breath in at the top. And you can always bring the focus of the gaze, the focus of the eyes. You can bring it either to the tip of the nose and try and focus on the tip of the nose if your eyes are open. And that may cause you to feel a little bit cross-eyed, and that's okay. We're training the body's ability to focus. And if you find that that's too much for you, you can always bring the gaze with the eyes closed to the center of the forehead, just above the eyebrows. You'll feel a little notch in your forehead. It just gives us somewhere to focus the eyes. As we focus the eyes, we focus the brain. We just settle into that count. Even count in, even hold, even exhalation. Creating just a little bit of discomfort. And can you relax and soften into that discomfort and just allow it to be there without needing it to change, without dissociating from it, pretending it's not there? Can you just observe it for what it is? With our exhalation, as we contract back in towards that central point, really just want to feel a sense of relaxation and softening in the body. Relaxing tension, relaxing tightness, releasing any tension or tightness in the body, any holding. And just trying to maintain a nice, tall, comfortable seat where we're not straining. Stay connected to the body, stay connected to the sensations that are occurring within the body. And just feel them. We don't need to name them with words or label them. We don't need to create any stories around what these sensations mean. Just observe what's there, observe the breath, watch the workings of the body, the movement of the diaphragm, and release any thoughts, any distraction of the mind. Focus the gaze. You can use tip of the nose. Use that point in the center of the forehead, third eye chakra. And if you're using the third eye, I encourage you to really soften and relax that space. Relax the forehead. And find that fluid breath, fluid inhale, fluid exhalation. And a nice soft hold at the top. Breathe for another couple of minutes. Really see if you can let yourself sink into this practice. See how deeply you can connect to your body, how deeply you can connect to your breath. Allow yourself these last couple of minutes to just feel, to be present in your body. Awesome. Last few breaths here. Staying focused, staying in the body, staying connected to the breath. And one last breath before returning to a normal breathing pattern, whatever that looks like in your body. And if the eyes are closed, just gently opening the eyes and bringing yourself back into your space, but staying connected to the body, staying connected to the breath. And apnea breathing can affect people in a few different ways. Some people find it quite stimulating, other people find it very relaxing. And so that's going to determine at what point you would want to practice this in your day. And if you find it stimulating, you might want to bring it into a morning practice, or you could do it before a workout routine. Or if you find it nice and relaxing, you could use it as a way to prep yourself for bed. Or even if you were to wake up in the night, you could do some apnea breathing, even while lying in bed, to bring yourself into a more relaxed state and to help focus the mind. And over time, as I said, apnea breathing is a great way to increase CO2 tolerance. And we can continue on with this even breath in, even hold, even exhalation. Or over time, you can even switch that around a little bit, and you can breathe in for that cadence that you found in the Finding Your Cadence video, and you could double that for the hold. And then you could breathe out with the same cadence you inhaled with. So you could do what we call a 1-2-1 count, or you could do a 1-3-2 count, or a 1-4-2. You can play around with those different rhythms and see how they affect you. And of course, the longer you make the count, the more you're going to increase that CO2 over time. We know there's all sorts of benefits for that. So good luck with your practice, have fun, and I'll see you soon.